Yes, we are.
All right.
I mean, it's recording, Newman.
Oh, okay, here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It is December. It's December. It's December 4th. It's Thursday. It's 14:30 UTC. That means that it's time for open spaces with the Gimbalabs community and all these wonderful folks. And I'm super stoked that you're here. I see Andrew and Alex. I see new people come in. I see old people come in. We're all gathered to work on our or to focus in on Gimbal Labs and the direction that we go with Gimbal Labs. First off, I want to say I am glad you're here and you are welcome. Um, these are 90-minute sessions, and we try to keep it to that 90 minutes. And we learn, coordinate, and we make decisions together. Each week, we do this to stay connected, to share updates. Before we turned on this YouTube recording, we all did a round of personal updates, and those are actually pretty beneficial, I think, because we recognize our humanness and our wholeness. It's a great thing. I think sort of unique in the ecosystem. Um, the other big thing that we do is we align to the Gimbal Labs's purpose or driver if you're using the S3 or Sociocracy 3.0 playbook. And that driver is to provide open, replicable, safe spaces for people everywhere to learn, to explore, and to empower one another to solve meaningful problems. Um, and we do this with blockchain technology, Cardano technology. Um, this is the part of the show where I just talk about what's going on for the most part. And, it's holiday season for those who celebrate. And what that means for us is that this is the second to last open space. So we'll do it this week, the 4th, and then next week, the 11th. And then we'll go on hiatus until the new year. I think January 8th is when our next one is. Um, but as folks talked about in the check-in round, it's kind of a special time. We create spaces that are a little bit different during these times. Um, special spaces that where we can focus in a different way. Maybe bring in things that we haven't used or take things out that we have been using. Um, yeah. So that's that segment. And now, Harsha, what's next? What's next? Let me share my screen and let's get into our regularly scheduled programming.
Yep. Do you think we should start with asking for any proposals out there, or
I bel
do we have any notifications to notify the community before that?
oh, you know what? It might be, we've been trying to get our DREP notifications. And it's funny, as I went in there, so I think I'm sharing my screen. I'm gonna pop up the Discord, and this is the event. So here's the Gimbal Labs Discord. Oh, and we're right on the right spot. This is the current Cardano proposals, and our trusty bot has told us that there are two proposals requiring a DREP vote, and you can see these. I'll bring up my, oh, not there, not there. So these are the proposals in the Gov tool. So if you go down to live voting, you can see the two. Um, okay. Cardano Critical Integrations Budget. This is the one with the super group of not unlike Cream from the 70s with Ginger Baker and Steve Winwood and Eric Clapton and the other guy. Um, uh, this is a group of all the big players in Cardano, the CF, the Cardano Foundation, IOG, Emergo, Intersect, and the other one. All supergroups have another one. Uh, so these are the things that can vote on. You can go to most days you can go to our drep .gimbalabs.com and share your, oh, hey, Harsha, it's working again.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what I'm saying. There's a 20% failure chance, and I don't know where it's coming from.
there's a few kinks in the hose, but you can vote on these. And basically what this vote is, it's like a straw poll. You know, it just gives your opinion and helps our DREP make an informed choice. So that is this part of the program. And next we'll go to our
I think there
uh,
are a couple of hands up. Actually, there are three hands up. Sebastian, and
ooh,
then Alex, and then James.
oh my gosh. Okay, here we go.
Sebastian, go for it.
Hi, community. I was wondering if it's possible to build a similar bot that trace updates from the rep, that in this case, but for the social email account of Gimbalabs, the social that Gimbalabs that IO, because there uh, are arriving really important messages from the especially from the Catalyst team in relation to the proposals that are under the Gimbalabs community management. And currently, I don't know if Open Spaces is the place to treat some admin issues from Gimbalabs because currently we have an issue with a pair of proposals that are affecting the disbursement of funds for the 14 for the proposals in the 14th fund. I was checking yesterday the email, and from days in the
Oh,
recent days they are sending messages about the how a few proposals are affecting the the normal payment cycle of the 14 of the proposals in the 14 fund 14.
okay.
So we have to not only treat this immediate situation, but also we need to to have some kind of a constant checking of that email because it's our main
Yes, yes.
resource of communication with the Catalyst team, and all that related to the Catalyst proposals.
Yes, actually that's a great one. Like a forward, you know. Okay, so that's good. And that feels like a admin backlog task and somewhat easy to figure.
But
Um,
unfortunately, the nature of the current communications from the Catalyst team is not a backlog issue. It's urgent because
right, yeah,
they are notify us about the inconvenience of
yeah,
disburse paying the milestones because of these other proposals that are not delivering. And one of those proposals is the Marlow proposal, right? Independent
right.
of the reasons, it's an issue that is will block the other proposals.
Uh,
Yeah.
I there are four current Catalyst proposals that are out there. And I wouldn't mind sort of talking about them, but yes, this and actually, yeah, backlog is definitely not the right term. This is sort of a very urgent thing, and I didn't know,
Yeah.
just in my own, and we'll get to Alex and James in a second. We
Yeah.
and Nelson, hey, we're working in public here. We submitted a proposal for Fund 15, but was rejected because of these past, problems with the past proposals. So we
Yeah,
don't actually have,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
The
that's
two proposals that they mentioned were the issue were one is Marlow and the other one is the handshake one. So those are the two ones that they specifically mentioned.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
the
That's right.
handshake one falls into that too. Okay. And so that means we're already blocked. We're off the list for Fun 15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are
we're
off
off the
the list.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Well,
But no, but
Eh,
but curiously, I was checking the spreadsheet of the Fund 15 proposals, and Gimbalabs is not there in the for the moment is not in the list of proposals blocked or flagged for some reason. It's not there because of some reason. But maybe in the next weeks, with the process of these catalyst reviewers, we can fall there. We could fall in that category. But for the moment, we are not flagging. We are not flagged.
so from what I understand, this Marlowe one and this decentralized DNS marketplace one are the two that are the ones that they told me about. And we could dig down into this. I don't know if that's where we want to
Respect.
head.
Hey, respect.
Um,
Respect is. Oh no, maybe I can share with you this respect to the model proposal. I've been talking with Daniel River about the
uh-huh,
proposal and the inconvenience of the convenience we've experienced in terms of the Marlowe core team not doing the job of updating some key pieces of the Marlowe, right?
right.
I've shared with that information with Daniel River, and he is understanding the problem. But we have to take a decision about this proposal. In the case of the Marlowe proposal, we have to take a decision. If we need a solution, an immediate solution in terms, speaking just of the Marlowe proposal, because that is my knowledge.
Right.
This is what the proposal I'm involved in. We can deliver we can deliver the condition that they are suggesting is to deliver at least two milestones. In the case of the Marlowe proposal, we delivered one, and we need to deliver the next one. And the next one of this proposal is really simple, just 3 lessons, and that's it. That can end the lesson because it's the first module are very simple. So just for the sake of facilitate or make easy the life of the Gimbalabs Fund 14 proposals, maybe we could make something about delivering that first module or something like that. It's just my initial idea about it.
So, and then I'll help us understand this project here. I can bring up this
can I, well,
Marlowe.
so hey, can I
Or
jump in
go
here?
ahead. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I would love to give an update on Marlowe PBL. Would it be okay just for the sake of the agenda item we were on if I ask a question about the DREP thing that we were already, I want to close the loop on one agenda item before going to the next one, if that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be fine. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds good. What about our DREP thing?
So it's great. It needs to exist, and at the end of the day, it hasn't yet been used to register an actual DREP decision on chain. Could you guys working on that bring by next week at this meeting a markdown file that could be stored in the DREP Git repo and then used as the anchor to a decision?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I can do that. Yeah. So
Cool.
so
Okay.
just have the rationales as like a markdown file, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
and look at you'll see it's a public repo already. It's been referenced in any decision that's on chain
Hmm.
already.
Yeah.
Um, and right, we just have a simple markdown file, but the contents of it could be anything. And I
Hmm.
think if
Hmm.
we're going to use this platform, we should be putting pretty much verbatim everything that it gathers into one file, and that's our rationale.
Yep, yep, absolutely. That's the plan. Yeah, 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 absolutely.
Cool.
We just took like a small break in between, but yeah, I was
Great.
working on that. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I want to make sure we close the loop and have a decision in before the end of the calendar year, just to show the whole
Sure.
process.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
absolutely,
it's
absolutely.
and it's basic. So what I'm showing on the screen here is the Gimbal Labs. This is the Gimbal Labs GitHub repository. Inside of that or account, there's a Gimbal Labs drep, and here you can see the votes in a markdown file. So these will show our rationale and whatnot. So you can see, yeah, this is ultimately where we're headed. And we can do that. Yeah, thanks, Harsha. Okay. Alex, you've got your hand up. Did you have something to add about the
Yeah,
DREP thing?
short thing. Yeah. So you mentioned the critical integrations proposal, but the funny thing is, and the
Oh,
absurdity where we are, is that there is another proposal which is called CC Snap election, if I understand correctly, because this is a broken telephone from the civics committee. As far as I understand, the critical integrations proposal is not constitutional unless the snap election passes, because the CC is not at the minimum size for any proposal to be constitutional, and so they are adding desperately new candidate. And so if you want this critical integrations proposal to pass, it should go and vote and help the CC snap election also conclude as soon as possible. But if it doesn't, then this proposal will be probably unconstitutional and will not pass as well.
right. I saw something about that. There's something with the CC, that's the Constitutional Committee Governance Action. So i- is there something that we as is there an ask here? Is there something that we should do?
I don't know if there is a DREP here who would be like not voted yet and willing to vote, and frankly,
Gimbalabs DREP.
I don't have enough skin in the game here to really think about it in depth.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's one of those sticky things about the governance. It's just it confuses me, to be honest. That's why I like to have the DREP, and it's sort of like my representative, and probably speaking, for other folks here, it's just this isn't it's more it's we need the tooling in order to like get be able to register our small voices or small opinions. Like, okay, what does all this mean? I need to we need to build a tool that I highlight all this, ask the AI to say like what the heck is going on here. It knows what I know, and then we can converse about it. But uh yeah, that might just tip my hat about how much I'm willing to spend on it. But I'm glad, Alex, that you're out there. Keep us informed, and giving us these updates is super important. And we're working on how to make a community of us, and we've got 12, 15 people here that are interested in and have a vested interest in a thriving ecosystem, and these are the things that these decisions do affect us. So it's important for us to add our voice and opinion. uh Harsha and James, do you think, like, is there anything else that we need in the DREP category in this sort of spot? Or and then I suggest, like, let's go on and let's talk about these other Catalyst proposals, um, and the Catalyst, the Gimbalabs footprint in Catalyst. Yeah,
Yeah, that
would
sounds
that
great.
be? Yeah, let's
Nothing
do
else
it.
on my side. Yeah, well, Harsha will close that loop and maybe we can report back to everybody next week.
Yeah. So let's talk about Marlowe. Well, I mean, it might be good to look at the other proposals that we've got. Uh, there are four current or ongoing proposals. There's the sustain and maintain, which is funding our activity here to run these spaces. There is a Vesper course, which is a wallet that Sedan Labs, a partner, and the Vesper wallet are creating these Cardano 101 resources. And they're doing workshops, which is very close to the Gimbalabs Spirit, which is these starter kits or in-person hybrid onboarding workshops and educational material. Um, and those two are in good standing. Vesper course is onboarding, sustain and maintain. Harsha, like, we're on milestone two at least. We've got a couple of those in.
Sustain and maintain for Fund
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, for
Yeah, we
fun.
got the milestones approved. I'll have to submit the evidence for the first milestone.
Yeah, yeah, but they're ongoing. There's no problems with them. Now, Marlowe PBL is and this one and this one are, as they say, in the rears. Like they're in progress, but they've somehow delayed. And I would love to get an update here because I feel like what happened here was that Marlowe itself um, maybe stopped its development or did something. Um,
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in there.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so for anybody who's not aware, Marlowe dates back to the early days of the Cardano ecosystem. It's a domain-specific language built on top of Cardano. Like a lot of things in Cardano development, the meaning of that has become a lot clearer to people over the last few years, right? So a few years ago, when we first started thinking about Marlowe, we didn't have direct access to the Plutus and now the Aiken primitives that make it possible to build all sorts of systems for all sorts of people. But the ideals of Marlowe are still there, and some people have memories of their first smart contract interactions being in the Marlowe Blockly editor, and there are still plans to make this something that works for finance professionals who might understand the financial language, but not all of the uh, programming stuff. So that's what it's for. It's been evolving over time. You can see the evolved messaging here on this website. And the team is moving towards a place of independence from IOHK. You can see the website here is still marlow.iohk.io, but it's no longer a project of that founding entity. As such, that team is figuring out how to operationalize, how to get stuff done, how to deliver the code and their roadmap that they want to deliver. And they very much do want to deliver it, but they're dealing with their own constraints. So I have a few times in the last year suggested to that team, hey, what if we change it? What if we abandon this project and instead of building, say, Marlowe PBL, we allocate these resources to maybe a midnight project-based learning course? And each step of the way, the message has been, no, we're doing this. We're still building Marlowe. It's still going to be a thing. There's even some teammates, there's people on the Marlowe team who are also contributors to Midnight and have been able to give the advice, no, like this is the course that needs to exist. So we're we have a we have a will to do this thing, and it keeps hitting against practical walls of people who have their hands in multiple projects. Now, that said, um, the first milestone is easy and it's half done. I've already been working on it, but because my standard was to get to the point of really having something that worked and then the rest of the course could be built upon. I haven't published it because it doesn't quite work yet. There's a couple of dependencies that would, yes, we could publish the 3 lessons in the course, we could publish the example code, but then to actually use it would still be pending some moves from the Marlowe team. But knowing that, like Sebastian just described, we need that milestone done to unblock us. I think we have a good enough reason. I can submit what we have as good enough, and we can use that as a strategy to say to the Marlowe development team, hey, everything here is done. All we need is boop, boop, boop from you. And on the catalyst side, it will deliver the bullet points of the milestone. So from there, we would be unstuck. So I can have that done by the start of next week. I'll submit that and we'll see what happens next. The rest of the course, that's where the bulk of the remaining work is going to be, and hopefully we can establish. Said maybe what I can ask you for is after I put that milestone in, we can we can submit a revision with dates for the next few milestones given where we are now. So yeah, any questions from anybody about that one?
What if in 3 months they are still stuck and another milestone is expected?
Yeah, exactly. Then at least there would be a group of us stressed about that rather than just me and Sebastian, and that would be an improvement.
Oh my gosh. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and this situation is opportunity to call everybody that wants to contribute to the work, right? It's not about a proposal exclusively from James or me. In fact, James is doing the heavy lifting in this proposal. I'm doing the admin the admin and some other admin staff and helping with delivering some writing of lessons, but the main work is the technical work is doing by James. So this is opportunity to call to everybody that wants to contribute this proposal because it's a Catalyst proposal, has budget to distribute, so everybody's welcome. Yeah, I think, for example, Lucas is doing something in Marlow. And in the past, we had a few contributors interested on contributing, right? So make contributions. So very welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And it's it's in a nutshell, it's working on this Barlow project-based learning course, which we've got on the screen right now. In this is Andamio, the Andamio platform, and is that uh, I'm correct in that assumption? It's building out this course.
Exactly. And so the milestone that's open right now is to finish the delivery of milestone 101. The work is done already, but it's not to my standards. And I don't need help with any of it. Otherwise, I would ask for that help. After that milestone is submitted, then modules 102 and beyond, that's something that, yeah, let's do what we're doing for the Go course for this
Yeah,
course
yeah.
and hit the rest of those milestones.
Yeah. And I feel like that's like wheelhouse Gimbalabs stuff.
Yeah,
Developer.
it's a
Yeah,
delightful thing to do if you're doing it about software that exists. But the
right,
puzzle of
right.
this whole thing is
Yeah.
how do we build a course about software that might someday exist? And that's a really frustrating puzzle to try to solve.
Well, I'm glad that you gave us that update. I
Yeah.
yeah, like Andrew or Aomi, do you guys understand what this is all about? Nelson, I think you might be close to it. Yeah, I just want to get some word that somebody that's following along. Aomi gives the smiling, the tears, laughing tears.
We're not
So you
sure.
may not,
Is
you
that a
never.
yes or a no? I can't tell.
um, but not to put you on the spot. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot, but just to just realize this is something that is going on in Gimbal Labs. There may or may not be opportunity here because that's another thing that we look for in the open spaces. Is like this is a spot where we look for opportunities. That is why you come here. That's why one of the reasons why we gather is to say, hey, where is Gimbal Labs going, and how can I participate? Um, so that was the Marlowe one, and I think that wraps us up. What do you think, Harsha?
Yeah, I think that wraps us up for now. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about this
Yes.
other one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so then
thanks.
we've got the handshake one. This proposal, the running point for this are Adrian and Mix.
Okay.
Is Adrian here now? But a lot of you guys know the two of them. And then it's also in collaboration with Blink Labs. The good news here is we are already doing exactly what we need to be doing on this. Right after this open spaces meeting, we have our weekly check-in for the Go PBL course team. The reason we're building that course is to train people to be contributors to the handshake work. And all of that work is connected to broader initiatives. So number one, you might have heard that the Cardano Foundation is working on A, procuring, and B, bridging to Cardano some top-level domains, .ada and .gimbalabs. The work we're doing right here is a component of those efforts. And Gimbalabs on Handshake is the owner of the .cardano domain. And so we can decide, I don't know, and ultimately how valuable that will be, but it's potentially something that could be nice if we were the stewards of that. So we'll see what comes of that. So update here is yes, in progress. All the right things are happening. And if you want to be part of it, that starts in 45 minutes.
Yes, and that is the Cardano Go PBL, which is connected to this. And in order to work with this system and in Blink Labs and we're gonna it requires this Go skill and built with those toolings, the Cardano Go tooling. Is that a way to say it?
Yeah, Go is a coding language. All of these tools are being built in Go. And so we're
Yeah,
teaching people enough Cardano Go stuff to contribute.
nice, nice. I am planning on going. It is really great to learn in that way with us all together. All right, all right. So I feel like that gets us up to date with these two, and it is. I guess Sebastian, back to you because what is I guess we're trying to get ourselves as unstuck as possible, maybe for Fund 16, but it's never good to feel, like an organization where, that we need to get more, to get in a good standing. Like we've got a yellow or a red light instead of a green light. Is that a universal thing in your country? Does green mean go and red mean stop? Because that would be cool if it was reversed in some place, like if you lived in Australia and it was like, oh, it's summer there. Oh, well, it's winter here, so screw you. Uh, uh, is green mean go for everybody? Yeah. Jethro gives me a thumbs up. Okay, okay. And Legos green is to go. Okay, okay. All right, everybody. I'm not given. Okay, Andrew says yes. All right. Um, so at this point in the schedule, we're looking for like call for proposals or any kind of community review and consent. Oh, so if you've been hanging out to this point, and we've been going about 45 minutes. We're in the middle part, so maybe time for a station identification. This is the open space, and we follow an agenda. There is somewhat of a protocol, if you will, um, for how these things go. And our default thing is this thing called the consent decision-making process, community review and consent. That's ultimately what this space is all about. Does anyone have a proposal or something that they've been working on that needs this consent process? That's our that's our number one. And we call this call for proposals. That's where we are in this. Um, does anyone have a proposal?
Yeah, and can you tell the
Let's,
difference
let's
between like having a catalyst proposal and having a proposal here? Will someone with a
oh,
catalyst proposal come and present it here? Like, what do you
there you
think?
go. Yeah, yeah, that's actually this. I mean, in my mind, these are Gimbalabs, not necessarily uh, Project Catalyst proposals, even though we just did talk about uh, two Gimbalabs Project Catalyst, oh my God, proposals. Um, for instance, just for those listening in who might be new, um, we do this we do this process, this proposal-based process to sort of decide what to do with our resource. That means like our time as Gimbal Labs members and the treasury that Gimbal Labs has collected, generally through Project Catalyst proposals. And the the important one for this, or the important proposal for right, we're this space is this proposal, season 6, hosting open spaces. And so we, created a driver and we did the proposal format like this, like what are the intended outcomes. So we create these to sort of keep our record keeping and project management on track. And um, so this is the proposal that's going on right now, but it doesn't need any consent because it was consented before. Um, so, uh, so we're still in call for proposals. I know that Aomi this is the second time that I've called you out a little bit. But what was that idea? Because it's generally, I mean, it really can be pretty quick. You can just say, "Oh, here's an idea to do a social media campaign." That's kind of how I heard it. What did do you feel comfortable talking on the fly about a proposal idea that you had?
Yeah, sure. I was about typing if what I said earlier was a proposal. I was about asking.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I joined the call earlier, something came to my mind that okay, how about Gimbalabs have like a end of the year book, right? Um, a kind of book, or I don't know how to put it, that like highlights all of the projects that has been done this year. I mean, all of the successes, just like, share the moment and all of that. So that was what I said.
Yeah.
I think the book
Uh,
will have 2 pages at most.
it what we could fill volumes. We could create stuff. Just imagine, like, think about all the stuff that we did this year. Look, I'm going to do this. This is what I like to do. Look at all the things that we did. So these are the ones that are planning. We just created this one. If you're on the Notion, you can jump in and add. Um, Look at all the things that are in progress. I mean, just talking about that Marlowe, and this decentralized, the top level domain, the Go. We sent folks to conferences. Um, we created the DREP platform. Like each one of these could be its own chapter in a book. Um, and then look at these 30 different projects that have been completed. Um, if I was a real Notion master, I would sort all these by time and we could see which ones were done this year. Um, but what do you think by a quick round of like is that something that you would want to do or something that you might or you think that other communities maybe have done it just based on that idea? And I'm gonna, Harsha, do you think it's time for a round or should we brainstorm up some more proposal? Because I would love to just hear, is that a worthwhile idea, just by way of advice? And we get to
Yeah,
do a
I think
round.
just like doing a round of thoughts, I think it would be a good idea.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's start with you, Harsha, and then we'll go to Ahmed.
Oh, I really like the idea. I'm just not into the idea of a book, but I do think it'll create like
Aha.
content, like whether it be tweets or whether it be like a tiny video or whatever content that we can put forward through the holiday period. Because we can just put it out there and then not touch it anymore. Yeah.
Okay. And who is next?
Sorry, can I?
Oh, Aomi. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Aomi. Maybe maybe I should ask you. Do you I mean, we're sort of playing around with this idea because I wanted to do a round and I thought that we might not get one. So this I sort of shoehorned this in. So Aomi, what do you think?
Yeah. So when I said a book, maybe I'm not supposed to like use
Yeah.
book. I
Okay.
do not really mean book.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But some document, some documentation. Maybe it's just like an export and just some like a yearly review. It feels like that's the time that we do this sort of thing. Yeah.
Mm,
Um,
well, it
okay.
could be like maybe. something like a carousel that we could post, like having like a graphic design that just give a little overview of a particular project, and we have like multiple of maybe like 5, 6, whatever. I mean, number of projects that have been completed this year, just like a graphic design, the logo or the, I don't know, then just a little write up, not really something too deep.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't spell carousel actually. CA Carol. When you're in the hot seat, you I'm gonna spell it phonetically. Oh, cell of projects. You lose intelligence when you go on the hot seat like this. Okay. So Ahmed and then Andrew, do you have questions or sort of thoughts about like a yearly review thing? Because I would love, yeah, yeah. What would you think?
Yeah, um, I kind of like the idea, and one of the questions on my mind was what Hazza asked, and you know, I think she has answered that part. I think you know, to just like glance through what have been achieved all through the year, to be a nice thing. Uh,
Okay, cool. Andrew and then James, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I think something we need to be much better at Gimbalabs is really getting ourselves out there and showing off what we're doing. So yeah, I definitely like the concept of it. I mean, one thought that did pop to mind, um, maybe not so much a book, but there's been times where there's been like these long sort of Twitter reels that have gone out to the community to do with like a release, and it's been like different members all doing like a little 5 second piece, and but you're sort of going over what you've done, so it's like entwined with like evidence or like screenshots of things. I don't know, but maybe something like that. That was sort of yeah,
Yeah,
um, yeah. But I
that'd be kind of
like
fun.
the concept of it because I think it's something we need to be better at.
Sure enough. Oh yeah. Okay. That highlighting the need. Perfect. James and then Jethro.
If they ask me, I could write a book, something like that. Um, no, it's I think this is a great idea and spot on with Andrew. I think communicating what we do and what we've done is great and creative ways to do that. This is a good time of year for it.
Yes, yes. Creative ways to tell the what we've done. Yeah. And maybe write a song. Just a little timeout. I went back and was looking at the original um, Cardano starter kits, like Cardano starter kit number 3, and I'm pretty sure that you do some singing in there. And I'm like, what am I listening to? So yeah, thank you
Oh,
for doing the
that's
little
funny.
song.
Well, I mean, Santiago from TX Pipe has set a really good example, and we ought to chime in with our own song at some point. It's true.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. See, these are the creative ideas. Lewis totally gets it. These are the creative ideas. We're gonna get Shaggy to produce the Solidity Records crew, if you're listening out there, to produce and license a Gimbal Labs 2025 uh, seasonal song. I can see it now, and this doesn't happen. These ideas don't happen if we don't do a round. So continuing on, Jethro and then Lewis.
Yeah, I think it's actually a very nice idea. But anything visual, because I think it's something visual will grab people's attention, maybe a video, some kind of graphics, maybe a PDF file or something, just something visual that can grab people's attention. And then, yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Oh, yeah. And Jethro, that's something that you're sort of as I now you're kind of on the visual front end side of things.
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, a visual,
Yeah.
yeah, visual designer,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And Lewis actually has I don't know if I'm speaking out of school, but Lewis is, let's just say, connected with music and entertainment down there in Kenya.
Thank you so much, Newman. You don't know how excited I've been to talk about what Soliti have been working on. I don't know if it's
Yes.
in my place. And you mentioning the Soliti records, it made me think, right? these guys were working on a Christmas jingle, something around Christmas theme, right?
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh
And
my God, that's
and
incredible.
you were
Oh man,
mentioning they could
nice,
produce like
nice.
a music for your for videos and whatnot. I was thinking, what if we made a Christmas card or something? Instead of a
Right,
book,
right.
it's a Christmas card, right? Every holiday we have a card. Okay, no, let's say not Christmas only,
Oh,
maybe New Year's card. Yeah, Happy Thanksgiving, Halloween card, or a book. I was thinking in terms of books, and we could go the extra mile and then add a jingle to it, produced by Solidity Records.
yes, yes. A jingle. Oh, I love it. Okay. All right. Now let's see, Mohammed. This may be the first time that you've done a round with us. You can, if you feel comfortable, you can come off mic and or come on mic and share something, or you can pass. It's not a big deal.
No, I'd
What?
be more than happy to. Just let me
Yeah.
figure
Thanks,
this
man.
camera thing out. Okay. Um, so am I supposed to talk about my project here, or how, like the catalyst, or am I just generally talking about my own stuff that I'm working on?
Well, no, not at this moment. So this is a round about this proposal, uh, and the idea that we're kind of kicking around, and we do it in this structured way so that everybody can sort of have something to talk about.
Mhm.
About doing some type of visual or musical or marking the passing of the year.
Oh,
Like a retrospective or have you, and so my question to you is, have you been in communities that do this and how do they feel and is it worthwhile? We've also mentioned that it's also a way for us to sort of do outreach and let people know what we've done and the people that are
mm.
here. Yeah, what do you think? Have you done something like this, etc.?
Okay. So I would actually like to make some clarifications here. As a Muslim, right, we follow a different calendar. It's called the
Oh,
Hijri calendar. So our
ah,
year start and end happens on a different date, right? And our days are based off on the moon, not the sun,
ah,
right? So due to that reason, we do have 300 X days, same as the Roman calendar, but
mm-hmm.
our months are different. So our starting month is something called Muharram, right? That's the starting month. So what we do on Muharram is we have something. Oh, well, we don't have songs per se, but we have something called knots, right? What those are basically, you know, s- lyrical tunes with words that are meant to worship God. Right,
Okay,
that's how we celebrate our New Year, where we are grateful for the year that has passed. We're grateful for our family, and we
yeah,
thank God for all of that stuff, for all of the things that's happening, and obviously we pray for the next year that things will be there. So it's very, very, very much gratification focused compared to like you're talking about jingles, right?
yeah.
We have something that's like every year there's a new version or a new one that has to be made. We don't use the old one. So
Oh,
so like you might if you're looking at Christmas, you might have Mariah Carey's good old song and then the good old jingle bells and all of that,
ah,
right? But we don't have that. Like we every year it changes to new ones.
ah,
All right, and it's in Arabic and certain people they make it in their own languages. Like the Pakistanis make it in Urdu, the Indians make it in Hindi, the Muslims. It depends on different places on how they do it. But that's basically how we celebrate it. You guys have it like
Yeah.
The Orthodox Christians, you guys have it light because you guys are just having the tree and everything. We have a whole other hassle that we have to deal with, right?
Yeah.
So one of
Yeah.
the things that is there is the gift exchanging, but
Okay.
in
Gift exchange.
our culture is the gift exchanging doesn't happen with just, I am giving the gift to my child. My child is giving something to me as well. So it's a complete interchange of gifts that's happening between relatives, cousins, and everyone, right? Because
Nice.
there's a full circle of giving gratification everywhere, right? So even if you hate your neighbor, well, too bad, you're giving him a gift, right?
Oh,
And if
okay.
your neighbor
Oh,
hates
nice.
you,
Okay.
doesn't matter,
Everybody.
right? He's still giving you a gift, right? And obviously people still find a way to make statements like they'll give, socks because with the message that you need new socks because
Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
always
You're
walking
got
around in the same
stinky feet.
ones.
Yeah.
Or in certain cases, they might give, uh, the cat litter, thing that, you don't take care of your cats, hey, this is for you. They still find a way to make statements and make cheeky
Beautiful.
remarks through gifts, right? But that's how it
Ah,
works with
nice.
us.
But and so when it's not during the December January. What is it? What time of year does it happen?
It changes every year because we have less
Oh.
days. We have less days than the Roman calendar. So if you would notice, right, if you have Muslim friends, there's Ramadan, but it happens every single in a different month. Every time it keeps moving backwards. So we're like
So
15 days shorter.
you are solving a mystery. You are solving a mystery for me because I was like, oh, it's September, it's Ramadan time. Nope, nope. So that makes sense, and that totally makes sense that it would sort of shift over time, right?
Yeah, yeah, because the days are shorter, so it keeps going backwards, right?
Okay.
Because our calendar is based off the moon, full moon, the quarter moon, and all of that. We don't look at the sun aspect of things, right? So
Okay.
that's
Interesting.
where our calendar. Now, to be fair, on the corporate side of things, when you're dealing with deliverables and timelines, we use a Roman
Okay.
calendar, right? But it's just for our own personal faith stuff that we do. We use our own calendar. So,
Interesting.
unfortunately for me, I have to keep track of two calendars,
Right, right, right,
right?
right.
Not one. So oftentimes you will meet with an Arabic person, Arabic client, and you will say, you know what, I want this by Rabi'ul 12, right? And Rabi'ul is the name of a month, right?
Oh,
So now you're keeping track of, okay, you know what, I have to do it by Rabi'ul 12, but that'll translate to, oh, it's May 16th. So I have two times to like track off. So this is like a good to know thing if you guys are ever dealing with someone in the Middle East, the MENA region,
nice.
Middle East, North Africa, that
All
kind of
right.
stuff.
Well, perfect, perfect. And thanks for even though we did go a little deep into this as a part of the round, but I am very, very interested in this sort of where you got a little cultural lesson in the Arabic Muslim sort of way of doing things. And so I do appreciate that. And thank you for
Oh, good.
participating.
I know I did enjoy the deep run. I was actually going to, in the middle just interject and say, "Hey, is there anything I can help with?" But then James said, "Hey, you know what? I got this. I don't need help. I
Nice.
would ask for it." So I was like,
Okay.
"Okay. I mean, all good."
Well, that
If
that is the thing. That is the reason we come is for opportunity and contribution, solving meaningful problems and working together is like the reason you're here. So opportunities come around quite a bit. So keep connected, and they will appear.
Oh,
Thanks.
that's fine. Even if they don't, I did learn a lot here, and
Nice.
thank God, you're more structured than most work done on other blockchains. And
Oh, it's
I,
good.
I did appreciate that. I did appreciate that. I mean, you go to Solana, it's a mess.
It's a mess over there. All right, all right. Well, we're
Yeah,
trying
it's a
to do
mess.
our little part. We're trying to do our little
Yeah.
part. Thanks.
I mean, there is this Russian cabal there that really organizes their work. Problem is, you need to speak Russian to actually do something there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, well, it is
Yeah. So.
it's one of the things that we talk about is like trying to like open it up to the different languages and basically the different time zones, like because we are a global group. Um yeah. Okay. So we'll move on. Let's move on to Sebastian and then we'll finish up with Tevo. Thanks, Mohammed. Sebastian, are you still around? Do you want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
give some
yeah.
feedback or something that resonated with you with this idea of a seasonal, like marking the end and beginning of something? Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, not opposed. Not opposed to that. My concern is about what would be the planned impact of this effort.
Okay. Yeah.
Because 2026 will be because first Gimbalabs has the trust of the ecosystem. The the approval of sustain and maintain in every one of the last funds has proof of that.
Yeah.
So we have the trust of the general the more serious parts of the ecosystem. 2026 will be a year of integrations and all that stuff and funds flowing to specific things, and we need the funds to keep the funding of the proposals we present. We have here in the Gimbalabs community. So I think this could be a really good piece of material, promotional wise, to share with the people that share with the Cardano community. So my question is, okay, fine, I'm good with the idea of the visual book, but what should the impact in
Yeah.
terms of promotion? Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. That's a
I
good, yeah,
I, I I
those are
think
the,
that I think that this format should be the most shareable possible. I heard at
okay.
the beginning of this point something about social media or something like that. We are
Mm,
talking about promotion, right? So
yeah.
maybe it's not about only the book, it's about how we can share the wins of this community with the general community. Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
Thanks
I
a lot.
like that. That's a great quote. Actually, share the wins with the community. Share the wins. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Sebastian. Teva, what do you think? What do you think about like this idea, this project?
Uh, well, I missed the starting of that. But after listening others,
Yeah.
I understood that there is like a yearly book idea. I'm not sure what's the book about, like, but in terms of like yearly gathering or having like focused session on looking back, like a year-long retrospective, I think it's a great thing to have. Should it be in form of a book or a blog post or any other material? I'm not really sure which is the best like adaptable format and which is easy also to make, or in a sense easy that it doesn't take too much energy from
Right.
those who are creating it. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm like kinda feeling the direction of that, but for now, yeah, I'm not quite sure of the end asset that is being shared.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Uh, uh, the idea of a yearly retrospective, like what format might it take? And then I heard this concern, which I think is good. If it takes too much energy, uh, then that's a concern. Like how much energy would it take for individual people or people leading it? And then yeah, I think you might have said one other thing. Um, uh, yeah. Okay. Oh no, that's great. That's great. Wow. Okay, Harsha.
That's right.
What an incredible round. This is and do you think I think we settled it. Did everybody get a chance to chat? And then Aomi, I'll ask you to come back on and see if did you get anything from that? And are you based on this, would you like to, attempt to at like a, widening and like coming up with a proposal? We could do it this week if you're or next week and try to get like a true consent round.
So,
Um,
Newman, I have a question here.
yeah.
So, in general, a proposal, we put forward a proposal when we are asking for the help of like the Gimbal Labs community, either financially or through time.
Yep.
So I want
Yep.
to know if it is one of those things. If not, then
Yep.
they should just do it. Like if it's, you know, we don't need
Yeah.
consent.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's a good point. And I sort of frame that as what is the ask from the community, and then you mentioned the two things. That's member time, and that's really attention, um, or focus, and community treasury, money or funds to fund it. And these can be like labor costs, like paying for a member's time to build something, or physical costs, like, you know, I don't know, promoted posts on X or some tooling that you need. I don't know, maybe, yeah, whatever the hard costs of building like this is something else. So, um, I think Ayomi, it's your turn to come back and give your sort of idea just for a few minutes, and then we'll wrap up this thing and we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah. First off, I appreciate everybody's contribution to that, because I was able to think more further. Like I was like, okay, how about we do this and all of that. So I
Yeah.
appreciate everybody's contributions to that. And yes, the part of when Devil said that we should look at the concern of it not, I mean, taking too much energy or something. Yeah. So that was why I suggested earlier that maybe it could be, I think we're already at the end of the year already, right? So we need to like just do something simple but still like giving out the impression that we want, like to let people understand the wins we've been able to achieve at Gimbalabs, and also like to do some kind of um outreach in a way. Yeah, to like to get more people onboarded to Gimbalabs and all of that. So I think we have to like have some kind of um meeting. I don't know if some people will be interested, like to talk and know what we're going to do. Maybe just graphics designs and videos alone, then blog posts, things like that. Then we'll just like brainstorm together. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, yeah, actually, this would be a great clip of that round because lots of ideas were shared. Um, I, yeah. So, and you are, so what I'm hearing is that you are, I guess here's my ask. Are you, uh, do you want to lead or be the source? We use this term. Sometimes we use these terms. It's not a cult, but we do have terms that we sort of share. Um, uh, but the source or the owner or like the person that writes and brings the project and sort of stands for the project, would you be willing to do something like that? And it's totally okay to say, no, that was good enough, or but would you be willing to write up something in basically in this proposal format so that then it becomes a live project in Gimbal Labs? Um, yeah,
Okay.
uh, yeah, you would do something like that.
Yeah, I can. But I don't know how to like write the Gimbalabs proposal thing. I don't know how to do that.
Okay, well, I can help you with that. Yeah, I can help you with that.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah. And we generally, if you have a Notion account, but if you don't, then we start with like a Google, it's just a shared doc, a Google Doc that everybody can access, and that's what we'll do. We'll set that up. We'll get the template, and then we'll start to collect these ideas, and then we'll go from there. How does that sound?
Sound great.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. We typically Harsha, I think we did it last year, where we do I call it governance season. I don't know if other people call it that, but we take a couple of these open space meetings and we break from our consent process and we do a retrospective process. And I think we pull from the Sociocracy 3 playbook or pattern, they call them patterns, where they have a structure and we like, okay, what did we, there's a structure to it. And we'll generally take a couple of sessions and some funding. I think last year it was paid differently than the normal meeting format. Um, Harsha, I imagine we are going to do that again. Yeah, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what retrospective sessions are like for some reason.
Yeah,
But yeah, sure, why not?
I think it's from S3. I think it's like, but it's like a review thing, and we invited the community comes, and then I think it is like a tech worker thing to have that yearly review. And I know there's a couple of cool like formats where you think about like all the projects that you did, and I think it's important,
Oh,
especially
so
for
it's a review for
freelancers.
like individuals. So as an individual, I come forward and say, "Oh, I participated in all of this, and this is how I feel. These are my tensions," that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Or like, who
I
is the
don't.
retrospective for?
I think it's one of those decentralized things. It's like as we all do it individually, that it takes on, more value when we sort of share it and, kind of bounce ideas. And then we, it's the entity of Gimbal Labs, like you could kind of sense of like what happened. And then that sets you up for the planning for next year. This is a thing that I learned from Nori, which is like reflect, plan, do. It's like an organizational model. Um, but I feel like it's important for individuals to do, and I feel it's important for groups to do. And I'm really thankful that Aomi sort of brought it up for us, and that we all participated in this. So yeah, we've got about we got about 10 minutes left. Um, we're in that part of the agenda where we're wrapping up
Yeah,
and doing
Lewis
any
has his hand up,
final
by the way.
things. All right, Lewis, hit me up, little brother.
Thank you, thank you. I just wanted to be fast for the wrap up.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
So since next week is our last session,
Yes.
I'd like to put my proposal forward. So next I'm
Oh,
going to present my proposal. I've been thinking about it. I've been working on it, making a few calls here and there. So I want to finalize on what I have, and then I submit it next week
oh,
before we close
brilliant.
off the year.
Absolutely.
So I can at least leave something to think about. Because ideally, the timeline for this project we're thinking about is September next year. So
Okay.
I'm submitting it now so we can have like discussions around it, iterations and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay.
So next
Cool.
week. And then next week also, can I be fast on the list? Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is how you do it. You can do what Lewis just did. You can say, "Hey, look, I have a proposal." And Lewis, you've got like the proposal format like a document. So we need a document for us all to sort of look at. And I
Oh
think
yeah, for sure.
you're on the Notion.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you can bring it up here in a live meeting. You can email or direct message to me or Harsha and say, "Hey, I'd like to get open space to present my proposal," because you have something to ask of the community. Or you can, so yeah, live or in Discord or in a direct message. So those are the three. Those are the three things to do it. So thank you very much. We'll put you on the schedule. You're on there. It's already happened. Okay, let's have. Yeah, we don't necessarily do a full checkout round, but we do just sort of say goodbyes. And I feel like this is a natural break. I don't want to start anything new unless there are other things out there for general discussion. By which is what our our agenda states. Like after we've gone through the consent process, does anybody have any reviews of their projects? If they want to give a report or something about an update about an ongoing project.
From my side, I'm in the process of documenting my experience, the experience of Andamio during the Corazon of Buenos Aires.
Absolutely.
But my intention, as I proposed it before the approval of the proposal, is about creating a kind of a documental base that welcome the contributions of others contributors in the future in the area of participating in these live environments. Yeah, but
Yes,
I'm in the
yes.
process.
Oh, beautiful, because that is, and I think that we've kind of found a consensus of we really like getting people into live face-to-face meetings. And this is another one of the things that it's a Gimbalabs foundational principle from the very, very early on times before I was here, that like the local startup, like for instance, I think that our Emmanuel and Jethro and all the gang there in Lagos, their physical student club, I'm so proud because it aligns so well with what Gimbal Labs is trying to do, or what Gimbal Labs is doing, um, to bring people together to sort of onboard and build things on Cardano. Um, so this new thing, I think we sent Steve to a conference with Gimbal Labs Treasury, and I think we sent you, Sebastian, and I just think it's an important thing for folks to do. So thanks for bringing that up, and thanks for keeping working.
And I think yes, probably it's essential to have some domain on this area, because if not, the small players like us in this ecosystem will depend to perpetuity of people like the Rare Evos, or this Rare Evo people, Rare Evos people, the usual organizers of these big projects that take the seat of on behalf of the many of the builders of the ecosystem, right? In some point, the smaller ones have to come and have to go to the front line of these live events to represent themselves in this kind of live events. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Yeah, exactly. If none of the everyday people make it to these conferences, then the everyday people won't have a voice in those conferences, right?
Because currently there are really serious conversations about marketing and our promotion of Cardano as ecosystem, right? And these people is talking about distributing serious amounts of money or funds in these kind of live events, right? But it's always the same people in the same tables having the same conversations, Rerivo, Cardano summits, and all that stuff. I think this effort can be a small contribution to maybe the smaller ones can start to participate in these kind of marketing efforts, promotional efforts. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, oh, thank you. And please raise your hand or come on mic and I'll vamp for a second. I'm one of my buddies, tech buddy from Salesforce. Salesforce is a giant corporation, does all this sort of stuff. He runs a user group, and they have an interesting model for how this works. He gets like a stipend, 300 or a couple $100 to have a monthly meeting where basically he pays for lunch or dinner and drinks actually up to this budget. I think it's $300, $200. It generally runs out, but everybody gets to have a drink and a snack. And then he takes the receipt, sends it back to the home office, and they reimburse him. It's and it's really great because these folks feel like they're a part of Salesforce, and they generally get together and talk. A lot of times they talk. They're not. There's no Salesforce official other than my buddy who handles this little thing. But that might be a model that we might want to emulate. If not in Gimbalabs, maybe the whole Cardano ecosystem, and it allows for this decentralized smaller players. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like the way that I saw like town halls being replicated across, it started very similarly. Here is a small budget, try it and do it yourself. We have some tools, but we have like limited capacity, and also we don't speak your language. And somewhere it we didn't really ever measure like what was the impact or anything like that. But if we start to also like think about how many people he visits, are there new people, are they finding themselves in other communities?
Yeah.
Are they interested about, like, are they filling some surveys? Do they have some kind of general understanding of what this blockchain is? Because if you just go out there, it's funny that every now and then I go like outside and I'm still like, how do you not know what is blockchain? Like, how do you know what is Cardano?
That's right. That's right.
Because we just live in this bubble all the time. But there are billions of
Yes.
people who just
Yes.
do their own stuff.
Maybe because maybe the usual model of big conferences is not the only answer. In fact, when you go to these big scenarios, the dynamics are scarce in terms of real connections or real conversations about, okay, let me show me your product and show me your service. I think it's possible redefined with alternative models how people go to live events. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Mohammed, go ahead. Yeah, I see you got your hand up.
Yeah, I think I'm the
Oh,
perfect person here to talk about the onboarding part of it. Why it took me so long to get on Cardano. I've been in the space for 4 years, right? And the only way I got into Cardano is through Blockchain Live event in Dubai, where I spoke to Frederick Regard, right?
oh, that's
And
right. That's right.
so the only time I couldn't now here's the reason why it never appealed to me. Cardano was always it's just another chain that has a gas fee on it, right? And that was so it was a deal breaker for me because I run a game, and if I have to start bearing costs for my users, Web2 users, trying to onboard them to Cardano, I'd have to pay for everyone, and that will add up to a huge cost. I won't be able to afford it. But then Frederick, he ran this, presentation on, what
Hydra.
we call Hydra, and he talked about 19 million transactions happening on with Doom, and that caught my attention. Wait, who's paying for that? Wait, no one's paying 19 million transactions. No one paid for that, and that caught my attention. So I went to Frederick and I spoke to him about it, and suddenly that made sense for me. Okay, you know what? I need to check out Cardano, right? So if you guys are talking about the marketing aspect of it, especially on the developer side, and you're talking to businesses, the businesses need to see that the cost that they will not be, uh, uh, you know, uh, that they will not be able to bear that cost. So that's my point.
Yeah.
Businesses need to see that if they do move to Cardano, it's not a deal breaker. They don't have to pay, hundreds of dollars to run their business, especially
Yeah.
because most of these businesses are catered to Web2, right? And they are looking at, okay, I have a Web2 model. How can I integrate it to Web3 without intimidating my users?
Sure.
Right. So that's basically my point. And that's why
Yeah.
it took me so long to. But if I knew about the 19 million thing before, I would have gotten into Cardano earlier.
Nice. Nice. Um, thank you so much. We are mindful. I am mindful of the time. We definitely want to close up. I want to start the goodbyes. I really do appreciate you all. If you are listening on YouTube, hey, smash the like and subscribe button. Come and see us. Join the Discord. You know what to do. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. So Harsha will stop the recording and